Welcome to Part 2 of Every Baldur's Gate and Forgotten Realms God Explained. In Part 1, we went over the good-aligned patron deities that your cleric can worship in Baldur's Gate 3. In this video, we'll go over the 4 neutral deities that you can have as a patron in Baldur's Gate 3 and their connections to Forgotten Realms lore. Kelemvor. Kelemvor, known as the Lord of the Dead, is the deity of death, the afterlife, and the proper handling of the dead in the Forgotten Realms. His portfolio includes death, funerals, and the judgment of souls, and he ensures that mortals are guided to their rightful afterlife. Kelemvor is a just and impartial god who views death as a natural part of life rather than something to be feared. He is often depicted as a solemn, armored figure with piercing eyes, symbolizing his role as a guardian and judge. Kelemvor's allies include deities of life, law, and protection, such as Torm and Helm, while his enemies are gods who disrupt the natural cycle of life and death, such as Cyric and Merkel. Kelemvor resides in the Crystal Spire, his stronghold in the Fugue Plane, where he oversees the transition of souls and maintains the balance of life and death. Kelemvor's history begins with his mortal life as Kelemvor Lionsbane, a cursed human warrior who struggled with his destiny and his place in the world. During the time of troubles, he was elevated to godhood by Mystra, replacing Merkel as the god of death. Unlike his predecessors, who ruled through fear and cruelty, Kelemvor chose to bring dignity and fairness to his role, ensuring that death was treated with respect and justice. His ascension marked a significant shift in the realms, as he brought a compassionate perspective to a domain often associated with dread. As a deity, Kelemvor has faced numerous challenges, including conflicts with Cyric, his former companion turned enemy and the god of lies and strife. Cyric sought to usurp Kelemvor's role and disrupt the natural order of death, leading to a series of divine confrontations. Despite these threats, Kelemvor remained steadfast in his duty, guided by his commitment to justice and the proper handling of mortal souls. His reign as the Lord of the Dead has been marked by his efforts to protect the sanctity of the afterlife and oppose necromancy and undeath, which he views as violations of the natural order. The Church of Kelemvor is dedicated to ensuring that the dead are treated with respect and that their souls reach their rightful destinations. His clergy, known as Doom Guides, are tasked with performing funerals, comforting the grieving, and combating the forces of undeath. Temples to Kelemvor, often called Halls of the Dead, are solemn places where the deceased are prepared for burial and where mourners can find solace. The clergy also act as guardians against necromancy, viewing the undead as an affront to their god's will. Worship of Kelemvor focuses on accepting the inevitability of death and finding peace in the knowledge that it is a part of life's cycle. His followers, including morticians, healers, and adventurers, strive to emulate his ideals of fairness and dignity, ensuring that all souls are treated justly in life and death. Tempus. Tempus, known as the Lord of Battles, is the deity of war, combat, and martial skill in the Forgotten Realms. His portfolio includes strategy, valor, and the chaos of battle, making him a patron of warriors and those who live by the sword. Tempus embodies the impartial nature of war, neither advocating for nor condemning conflict, but instead promoting honor, bravery, and the mastery of arms. He is often depicted as a massive, armored warrior wielding a great sword, his armor bearing countless marks of battle. Tempus's allies include deities who share his respect for strength and valor, such as Torm and Helm, while his enemies include deities of deceit and cowardice, like Cyric and Bane. He resides in Warrior's Rest, his domain on the plain of Isgard, where eternal battles are waged in honor of those who embrace the spirit of war. Tempus's history is tied to the primordial conflicts of the multiverse, where war has always been a defining force. He is said to have emerged as a divine entity during these early struggles, representing the balance and inevitability of combat. Tempus played a crucial role in shaping the ethos of war among mortals, emphasizing the importance of honor and courage while remaining neutral in the outcomes of conflicts. His divine will is focused on ensuring that war remains a force for testing strength and resolve rather than descending into wanton destruction. Throughout the ages, Tempus has intervened in mortal affairs to uphold his principles of honorable warfare. His myths often recount his guidance to warriors in critical battles, whether by granting them visions, strength, or inspiration. Tempus is also known for his rivalry with Garagos, the god of destruction and wanton slaughter, whose chaotic approach to battle stands in stark contrast to Tempus's code of honor. This rivalry has occasionally spilled into mortal conflicts, with their followers clashing over the nature of war itself. The Church of Tempus is one of the most widely respected martial faiths in the realms, serving as a spiritual and practical guide for warriors, mercenaries, and adventurers. His clergy, known as war priests or battle masters, emphasize martial training, discipline, and the virtues of bravery and fairness in combat. Temples to Tempus, often called battle chapels, are built like fortresses and serve as places for warriors to prepare for battle, seek blessings, and commemorate the fallen. These temples often feature armories, sparring grounds, and shrines where weapons are consecrated in Tempus's name. Worship of Tempus involves rituals before and after battles, including offerings of weapons, chants, and prayers for strength and courage. His followers, who range from seasoned veterans to aspiring soldiers, are united by their dedication to the ideals of honor, bravery, and the art of war, striving to live and fight in a manner worthy of the Lord of Battles. Oghma. Oghma, known as the Lord of Knowledge, the binder of what is known, and the god of inspiration, is the deity of knowledge, invention, and the written word in the Forgotten Realms. His portfolio includes knowledge, inspiration, invention, and communication, making him the patron of scholars, scribes, and bards. Oghma embodies curiosity, creativity, and the pursuit of understanding, encouraging his followers to gather, preserve, and share knowledge for the betterment of all. He is often depicted as a regal man with a commanding presence, holding a scroll or a tome. Oghma's allies include deities who value knowledge and creation, such as Mistra and Denir, while his enemies include gods of deception and destruction, such as Sirik and Talos. Oghma resides in the House of Knowledge on the plane of Mechanis, a vast repository of information and invention that reflects his dedication to order and enlightenment. Oghma's history is rooted in the origins of knowledge itself. He is said to have existed since the earliest days of the multiverse, embodying the fundamental need to understand and document the world. As the binder of what is known, Oghma is credited with the creation of the written word and the establishment of language, enabling mortals to share and preserve their discoveries across generations. His role in shaping the flow of knowledge has made him one of the most influential deities in the Pantheon, revered by cultures and civilizations throughout the realms. One of Oghma's most significant contributions to history is his involvement in the creation of the metatext, a mythical repository said to contain all the knowledge of the multiverse. Legends also speak of Oghma inspiring the first great inventors and thinkers, guiding them to create tools, art, and systems of governance that advanced civilization. Despite his neutral stance on how knowledge is used, Oghma has occasionally intervened to protect it from being lost or corrupted, clashing with deities and forces that seek to hoard or destroy knowledge for personal gain. The Church of Oghma is a respected and widespread institution dedicated to the collection, preservation, and dissemination of knowledge. His clergy, known as lore keepers, are scholars, scribes, and storytellers who maintain libraries, teach others, and act as chroniclers of history. Temples to Oghma, often called halls of inspiration, are grand libraries and centers of learning filled with books, scrolls, and artifacts. These temples serve as repositories of knowledge and places for study and debate. Worship of Oghma involves the recording and sharing of information, as well as rituals that celebrate the written word, such as the rite of binding, where texts are copied and preserved. His followers, including scholars, bards, and inventors, are united by their love of knowledge and their dedication to its responsible stewardship, ensuring that the wisdom of the past serves as a guide for the future. Helm. Helm, known as the Vigilant One and the Watcher, is the deity of guardianship, protection, and duty in the Forgotten Realms. His portfolio includes vigilance, watchfulness, and protection, making him the patron of guardians, bodyguards, and those who dedicate themselves to defending others. Helm is a stoic and unwavering deity, embodying duty and discipline above all else. He is often depicted as a towering figure clad in gleaming plate armor, his face obscured by a visor, symbolizing his impartiality and focus on his responsibilities. Helm's allies include deities of law and protection, such as Torm and Tyr, while his enemies include gods of deception and betrayal, such as Cyric and Mask. Helm resides in the House of the Triad on the plane of Mechanus, a realm of order and duty, where his domain reflects his steadfast nature and commitment to his divine mission. Helm's history is marked by his unyielding dedication to his role as a protector. As one of the oldest deities in the Forgotten Realms, Helm has always been a stalwart guardian of divine and mortal realms alike. One of his most famous deeds is his role as the sole protector of the celestial stairways during the time of troubles, when the gods were cast into the mortal world. Helm was tasked with ensuring that no deity ascended back to their celestial domains until Au, the overgod, decreed it. This unwavering fulfillment of his duty, even against his divine peers, cemented Helm's reputation as a deity of absolute discipline, though it also earned him resentment from other gods. Another significant event in Helm's history was his confrontation with Mystra, the goddess of magic, during the time of troubles. Mystra attempted to ascend the celestial stairways, and Helm, bound by his duty, barred her path. The resulting clash led to Mystra's destruction, an act that, while fulfilling his divine charge, caused many mortals to view Helm with fear and mistrust. Despite this, Helm's commitment to his principles remained unshaken, and he continues to be a beacon of duty and honor. The Church of Helm is a structured and disciplined institution dedicated to upholding the principles of vigilance and protection. His clergy, known as guardians or watchers, often serve as bodyguards, sentinels, and protectors of temples, settlements, and individuals in need. Temples to Helm, often called guardian keeps, are fortified structures designed to withstand attacks and provide safe havens for the vulnerable. These temples are equipped with training grounds and armories, reflecting Helm's focus on preparedness and defense. Worship of Helm involves rituals that emphasize discipline and vigilance, such as the Ceremony of Honor, where individuals pledge themselves to protect others. Helm's followers, including guards, soldiers, and adventurers, strive to embody his ideals of loyalty and steadfastness, ensuring that they remain vigilant protectors in a world often fraught with danger. Join us next time for Part 3, where we'll go over the evil patron deities. And be sure to subscribe.